We get to eavesdrop in on the conversation that Jesus has with his closest disciples the night before he goes to his death. It's an amazing thing when you think about it. Just to step back and think about that reality, that there was that moment in time when Jesus, conscious of where he had come from, heaven, where he was going to heaven, and the route he would have to take to get there via the cross and the resurrection, paused and spoke to his closest disciples, and that we get to listen in on that. It's an amazing thing, really, when you think about it. And that's what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks in small groups, working through John 13 and 14. And if you can remember last week, you remember that the disciples, with a sense of real anxiety, understandably, and fear, have been throwing these questions at Jesus. Where are you going? How do we get there? What's it all about? This is news to them, that Jesus isn't going to be around forever, and understandably they're asking all of their questions. What is life going to be like after you're gone? They're, in a sense, very similar questions to the questions that we ask, at least by implication. How do we keep going in life without Jesus physically present among us? And the answers that Jesus has given so far have all been designed to reassure the disciples. It's going to be okay, he says. I'm going to prepare a way for you. It's better, in fact, that I go away. Word of reassurance after word of reassurance. But then as we get into John 15, the verses that you're looking at this week, it's as though Jesus changes the way he's talking. As though the genre, the style of speech changes all of a sudden to a much more poetic way of talking. Jesus begins to talk about a vine, a picture that he paints, a metaphor that he uses. And as you think about it for a moment, you think, well, what's the point of that? Why does he do that? What's the effect of that for us as the reader and for the disciples listening in? It's as though Jesus is saying, look, just slow down for a minute. I hear all of your questions. I understand all of your questions. But let's just pause. I want to paint a picture for you. I want to capture your imaginations. I want to do something that will help you more deeply grasp what exactly it is that I'm talking about. And that, in a sense, is what John 15 is all about. It's a slightly shorter section tonight, just 17 verses, all of which are centered around this picture of a vine. And as you do your preparation in advance and then on the evening, I just want you to really enjoy this picture. It'd be an interesting thing to think, is Jesus saying anything new at this point, or is this effectively just bringing strands of thoughts together in this poetic image? But as you think about it, enjoy all of the realities that Jesus is speaking about. In the workbook that you've got. If you've got out of the habit of looking at this before you get to your studies on Wednesday or Thursday night, get back into the habit. It's designed to help you do a little bit of work for yourself so that you can best engage in the conversation. And in the workbook, it encourages you this week to have a look for repeated words and ideas. As you look at these 17 verses, you see Jesus goes round and round and drops certain ideas in again and again as a way of giving us a very strong lead and pointer to what exactly it is that he's talking about. If you spot these, they will really help you grasp the essence of what it means for Jesus to be the vine and us the branches. But as you do all of that, remember the big thrust of what John has said he's trying to achieve as he writes. John 20, verse 31, he says, "These things are written that you might believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name." And it's that last clause, that last little phrase, life in his name, that's key to grasping what the vine is all about. So enjoy reading in your own time. Enjoy working through these verses in your groups. Enjoy getting a deeper grasp of what it means for us today to have life in Jesus' name.